Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation on LivehiphopDaily.tv. I finally got my guests in the building. Hey, what's up with y'all, man?
Just honored to be here. Thanks for having us out here.
No problem. Thank y'all for coming. Tuare and Naya, they are literally mother and daughter.
Yes.
And y'all literally flew here. Like they're not in Atlanta. Like that's the most amazing part about this show. Like this show is actually you're not from here.
No.
Y'all came here to discuss growing and a whole bunch of other shit tonight with Cash Color Cannabis Podcast.
Yeah, definitely. Although Atlanta is our second home. We lived here for a very long time.
Did you?
And actually moved back to Michigan, where we're originally from, to grow.
All right, well,
that's where it's legal.
Well, I thank you for coming through the city today and coming rocking with us. You know, I got a lot to discuss, but the first thing I do want to talk about is how did you two find cannabis in the first place?
Okay, I guess for me, I would, if I take it back to the original, actually knowing that it was something. I probably was 7. I'm 47 now, but I probably was 7, and my mom told me to go upstairs and get
That's what I was thinking.
Get her roach out the windowsill, and I was like,
"Get your roach out the window."
I probably ran upstairs and looked like okay, and then ran back down, and she was like, "No, it's the joint that I smoked all the way down," and explained it.
So you were 7 when this happened.
Yeah.
Wow. So was this like 70s?
Definitely 78. I'm a 71 baby.
So this could be either what we talking Maui Wowie or some real like dirt.
You know, when I go back to my childhood and think about how she used to literally take it and roll back down a lot of seeds. Now that I know what I know, so it probably was some dirt.
Naya, how did you find it?
Well, I guess my story is a little different. I'm the youngest in my family, so I've always had older cousins. My brother is 7 years older than me, so his room was in the basement, so he would always have a lot of company. And me and my cousin Duke, we'd just ease our way on down, sit down, be quiet, and just ease yourself into the rotation. Now, I don't really feel like I was getting high. I would say we was like maybe 11, 12, but I don't think I was really getting high then. I really didn't know how to smoke, but we was experimenting.
Well, I did hear a story a little earlier before we actually got here. You had weed in your system before when you hit the earth, so that's why you weren't that high. You was like, I need a better high than this.
Right, for sure. I have 3 children. Mm-hmm. A son who is 30. She is my second. She's 22, and then I have a 15-year-old. And out of all 3 children, she's the only child that I actually smoked with while I was pregnant. Yeah. And
you came out normal. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you came out pretty fucking normal. Like no,
definitely smart all the way through school.
True.
Has not lacked in any way. That was the best pregnancy that I had. Honestly, even physically how I felt, morning sickness, dealing with the emotional ups and downs that go with pregnancy and all of that. So I just am very grateful that even back then in 95, I had a doctor that was like, as long as you don't put it on me, but it was cool.
Yeah. That's amazing. Number one. So you smoked while carrying your child, and you didn't feel like there was any worry or any stigma around that. Did you let anybody else know that you was doing that at the time?
Just because it really wasn't advertised like it is now. You have a lot of people discussing it openly, doctors or even. I knew once they said that I could drink wine, but I couldn't smoke. I knew it was a lie. Period. So I knew that I was going to go with what my choice was for sure, because I didn't want to drink wine. So
you could have came out an alcoholic. Instead, you came out a weed head.
Yeah. I'm very grateful for that because
that's a positive.
I can control myself on
that's a positive.
Cannabis.
Okay, so I know you two, I guess, definitely from Instagram. Because you have these beautiful pictures of flowers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm watching somebody grow, and I'm looking like she's not really a grower like I'm thinking about. Because I know a couple of growers. Like, I'm shouting to my man Mike Jackson out in Denver. I know some growers.
That's like my real life Uncle Snoop. Mike Jackson is my real life Uncle Snoop.
You know what? Before I get to that story, the funny part is, like, I told people my real name isn't Mecca. It's Rodney. And my last name is King. So I've always got jokes, especially after Rodney King got beat up. So when Mike gets on the phone, I say, "Yo, Mike, I need your real name real quick so I can do my intro." He goes, "Michael Jackson." I said, "Nigga, no, your name ain't Michael Jackson."
It is, and he is hilarious. He is a character. All
I loved him. I loved his interview, and he spoke highly of both of y'all. So I'm definitely ready for this.
Likewise.
But let's talk about how you got into growing, because like I said, I found you on Instagram, and you are a grower. Like I'm watching you tend to plants and trim, and it's fuck dudes, it's weed. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
That part.
Yeah, shit like that.
Not in an angry way, right?
Yeah, not in an angry way at all. So, I went to Albany State University for a year and a half in pursuit of nursing, but then You know, I failed the nursing test by one point. I was just struggling financially and emotionally. And
by
now,
1 point? That's
one point. And it's just because I didn't study. Like, I just wasn't there. It's not that I couldn't do it. It's just that I feel like I wasn't really that wasn't really my focus.
No,
like, I was just there turning up, you know, and then I was kind of, you know, I was stressed out too. Like, when you're struggling financially, and that's, you know, I'm used to working. So going to school, and that's my first year, I'm not having, you know, that money like that. I'm like, you know, I was struggling. So then my mom was like, I'm going back home to grow. And then I was like,
wait, what? She's like, that would have been my reaction. Like, wait, what are we about to do?
No, and I was like, no, what am I getting ready to do? She was like, we're not going back to Michigan. You're staying here.
Right.
And I'm going to go back and grow. Let me see what it's about before you just change your life. I can play with time like that, but I want you to get started. She was like, no. And
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to do this together. Because I was just in school, and I was just like, I'm spending so much money to be here, but I'm not really going to class. I'm not really focused. Like, what am I doing? Like, I was like, I just need to take some time to really figure out what it is that I want to do. What is it that I love, and what is it that I'm going to stay dedicated to? And what better than cannabis?
You know, it would have been amazing if they would have actually taught that in school. You know what I mean? Like
it will be.
It has to be. I feel like, especially within HBCUs, we have way too many technical colleges. Like, there are literally schools that say agriculture and mechanical.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, at some point, that should be something you teach as much as you teach everything else about growing.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah.
So you kicked off the whole let's grow thing. What got you into growing?
Actually, I really do have a cousin that has always grown there, but he is so on the low. We in Michigan, so
I got a
everybody
cousin who's growing. I ain't gonna tell
secret. You don't let anybody know. But so he had always encouraged everybody. But when I got out of corporate here, it was just like, what am I gonna do to keep it moving? And I got on. I knew I was gonna move home. I was like, I'm definitely ready to transition out of Georgia. I'm like, what am I gonna do? And I Googled what was the biggest businesses in Michigan, and it was like cannabis. I was like, oh, yes.
And that's a relatively new thing in Michigan, because we was talking earlier about that. He wasn't sure if it was legal out there, and I was like, I know I met a man. Shout out to my man DJ B Easy, rest in peace. He had a dispensary in Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Detroit, they're doing it big. We're in West Michigan, so it's totally different. Like, you can tell in Detroit, the local government supports it way more than what is going on in Michigan. It's like quiet.
They're way more relaxed than Detroit. They have plenty of different cannabis events going on.
Oh, I think I might pull up to one of them. The sesh they do every month. Like, I'm trying to figure out when to go to.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. Yeah, let us know when you go. But I'm serious. But when I went home, I initially just told people that I was coming home, and it was like, they didn't think it was real, because they know me. I'm just a worker. I really do like to work and keep my money going. Yep. But I spoke to a mentor there, and he was just like, I would love to see a black woman be successful in it. I will teach you what you need to. And I'm like, really? And he was so gung-ho. I moved literally 3 or 4 months later. I just transitioned out of Atlanta very quickly. I didn't expect that, but went home and went and applied for my license, and we really got started.
Right. And then I'm like, amazing. I'm so young. Like, well, people take me, at the time I was only, 20? Yeah, 20. I think 20, because we're 2 years. So yeah, about 21 to 20. So I'm like, I'm so young. Will people take me serious? Like, how will I fit in this industry? Like, I don't even really know. Like, I've just been smoking, like,
I don't know how everybody else feels, but whenever I hear somebody say I'm 20, 21 and I feel young, I be like, damn, son, where do I be at, though?
Right.
Where did my 20s go?
Right. And that's the difference in her age and my age. I'm 47, so I'm still from the age group where you don't let people know your business. If you smoke, it's really nothing that you discuss. It's nothing that you discuss or anything. So she wanted to be more public, and definitely my family was like, no, you better not tell anybody.
Right.
Like, this is,
and that's how my grandmother was when they first found out. I really started smoking when I was 16, like, more often. So when they found out,
did you
they
tell
were
her
like,
you were smoking when you were smoking?
No, I didn't.
She tried
at
not
first,
to.
I tried not to, but I was so stupid.
And everything. I'm like,
right, I was so stupid. I would come in the house just smashing food, and she like.
That's how my mom found out I was smoking weed.
Yeah, you're not getting my food. No.
She showed this. She said, "Yo, is that why you and Charity come in my house and eat all my chicken?" I said, "Yeah." She was like, "That makes sense now."
There you go. Yep. Yeah. So that's how we started.
Right, but they were just like, make sure you still, handling your business. You go to work, you maintain good grades. You're not smelling like weed when you go out in public. You know, you're not looking all lips ain't all crusty, breath on point. And so, you know, I maintain that, and that's kind of where classic cannabis come from, because I'm like, it's plenty of women. Oh, when I was thinking about how am I gonna fit into the industry, I was like, okay, you know, I still, you know, maintain good grades. I go to work. You know, I can be in any setting and high, and nobody will really notice. So I'm like, I know there's plenty of other women out there that smoke, and there really are. I know doctors, lawyers, judges, all types of women, professional women that do smoke and still handle business. So I'm really representing for us. That's,
you know, and that's great. I'm starting to now finally see cannabis use be used in shows where they show people of color just using it and we're not selling it. And I'll give you a good point. She Gotta Have It on Netflix. Like, I love the fact that she smoked through the show, like on regular times. Like, she was stressed out, she smoked. A dude was bothering her, she smoked. Trump got elected. You know what I'm saying? They had a group session.
The real life, how it goes.
Yeah, that's how shit goes. And I think that's needed, man. Like, I really feel like we need to see more of us in media in order for us to fully get involved in this industry, you know?
That's why it's important what you do, literally.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
appreciate
blessings to you for that, because the way that even in the industry, I know how when I went back to Michigan, all I thought about was the money side of it. But when I went back, I did go to one women's grow meeting, and it explained it way different in the legal, the medical, the truly medical side of it. And then, so for 2 years, I really focused on that, just the growing. But then this February, we were blessed by Dashida Dawson, who, of course, she is.
Shout out to the queen.
Yes,
What's up,
the
Dashida?
queen,
Yeah.
the queen, who blessed us with a scholarship to go to the women's grow. And that's when I really just, my mind was moved. So even right now, we're just in the very beginning stages of trying to transition into the ancillary side, meaning everything outside of touching flowers.
Oh yeah, that's us. CashColorCannabis. We touch nothing.
Yeah, okay.
And y'all can't prove it. We touch nothing and y'all can't prove it.
Exactly. So I'm excited. The things that are important to me really are pushing the image that is going against everything that corporate has done to us, the legal system, just every way. It's important to me to talk about mothers going on and having the open relationship with their children, talking about smoking, the type of weed you smoking, especially for young ladies. You smoke indica, you getting ready to go to sleep on somebody's couch that you probably don't even trust, you don't know. So
ooh, Bill Cosby.
Stop it! You gotta look back.
Ooh, Bill Cosby. You wake up and it's like, oh wow.
There you go.
Yeah,
but
man.
if you understand already, you don't, and you start smoking some sativa, you're gonna be straight. You're gonna be up, and so it's so much education that needs to go out as far as use and the medication side of it, dealing with anxiety, dealing with
heartbreak. That's where
stress.
Mary Over Men comes from. I know Mary was always there for me and my heartbreak. So Mary Over Men.
Man, she's 22. She still got a whole lot more heartbreak.
Exactly.
Hopefully not.
No, not heartbreak. She got to win.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we gonna speak that.
Yo, I love the fact that you actually do have a relationship with your daughter where not only are y'all just growing, but you're speaking to her about the plant. Speak to us about the importance of parents nowadays, especially parents of color, speaking openly to their children about cannabis use, what's going on legally in the States, legally and not legally, and just why you should be open to using it or not open it. Just having a conversation. Like, why is that important?
Yeah, I think just like you said, using it or using it, it's not for everybody. It really is not for everybody. And so I think that's important for each parent to know their child. Like I said, even with her in high school, when I really figured out that she was not just smoking once every blue moon, but really call herself smoking, that's when I was like, okay, we need to start having grown woman conversations, because you are stepping into a different area. And so especially with the way that the criminal justice system is with people of color. Look at the Cartersville 70. Is it 70?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Anthony Attorney Griggs. He was up here.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. Exactly. I forgot. I watched that. It's so important. They have to know whether you do what I say or not, because, you know, we can tell them that doesn't mean they're going to do it, but we have to let them know if you're going to be traveling with weed, how to carry it, not to be having the car smelling like it. That's instant search. If you already know that we don't have money to, and I'm not saying every family doesn't have, but if you know that we don't just have money laying around, already know I'm not going to be able to get you out of jail. You may really be there. Like, we have to talk about the real stuff.
Shit, and that's a whole nother situation, that jail bond system.
Come on, that's what I'm saying.
Problem.
And you know, so it's all kind of real things outside of just what the media is portraying of sitting back, getting blown,
Right.
and all of that. It's real stuff going on. And I'm excited though because it's out. We're talking about it. We on here. It's lovely.
Yeah, and I speak often about generational issues, and I feel like you two are actually really good examples of bridging the gap generation wise. Because I feel like my mom still ain't with weed. Like I know this. She's comfortable with me talking about it, but she ain't going to have it nowhere close around her house.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with it, and then I have a
Yeah.
nephew who's now 19 at Alabama State.
Okay.
I know you're in a world where it's way different. You know what I mean? So it's very important to have these conversations because again,
Yes.
one generation will feel something, but another generation is going through it.
There
So
you
it's
go.
not like you can ignore it.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So how do you feel about we don't necessarily see a lot of people like yourself, like daughters, mothers of daughters, even mothers and sons or fathers and sons of color in this industry who are growers. How hard do you stand out when you're in rooms, you know what I'm saying, with other people, especially when they find out about the whole mother-daughter thing on top of that?
You know what? We have been so private. Like I said, we are from an area where it's not really talked about. So it wasn't until we went out to Denver for the Women's Grow Summit, and we were around 1,000. I don't know how many people. It was a lot of women and men out there. And when they would ask, like, "What do you do?" I would tell them, they was like, what? So it really let me know that people do enjoy the plant, but most people do not touch it. A lot of people think that the weed plant that you see all the time, the big leaf, is what. No, it does. That's not. So they don't know the process. And I was really happy once I saw that because it is a part of the education. Because I want to give a big shout out to all the growers that spend the day in, day out with. Maintaining the temperature, maintaining the water, maintaining the pH, maintaining the dirt, watching out for the police, doing everything that goes with all of it. It's a lot to it. But it is such a spiritual experience for me, and I know for her too, because what I've really seen even as I grow into being a better woman, these plants are like women. We have to be tended to.
They are women.
Well, they are. I was about to say they are. Yeah.
Yes. Especially those sativas, man. They always have an attitude. I'm like, so what's wrong with you today? Like everybody else is happy in the room, but you. Like, what's up? Like,
are you hungry?
Right. Seriously. Like, you need a little more attention.
Type of music we play. You hear about people grow and they tell you to listen to
classical,
music, but our plants love trap music. They love Chris Brown. They do. Our plants are young, beautiful. They're green, but they're
clearly
Nubian
millennial
princesses.
Yeah, they're
and
clearly
we pray
millennial.
over them. We speak life over them. So we know even when people are consuming, it's a pleasant experience.
That's what's up. And I know business-wise it's something y'all really trying to get involved in. Where do we see, I guess, the tandem going as the business grows? Like, where are y'all about to grow into?
You know what? Like I said, my whole mind was blown open in Denver to see the many industries. I really am taking my time to not just jump out there, because I know once you put yourself out there, whatever you come out there on, people will try to hold you to that. And I don't want to redo anything. I want to take my time. Right now, I'm trying to pull in my other skills. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in criminal justice, so I want to use that. Also, I'm an accounting person. I want to use that. I've always been a counselor. I want to use that because, like I said, we were talking before, I want to talk about the real side of cannabis use and why we get home and want to, it's a lot of it is dealing with stress, that kind of stuff. So I really want to have some real conversations around that. And how you can take this plant and be around people you don't even like, and 5 minutes later, like, girl.
Right.
Or, relax, like Cat Williams tells it best. I love his stand-up when he be like, you get the light bill, you don't even care the lights off. I've been waiting to burn these candles. It really is a healer. This is real talk. Yeah. This is real talk. So the education side of it for me is about the youth as well as our older adults. Because every time I go to any of these organized meetings white people are
no, I'm just talking about older people. But you can talk about white people.
Can I say white?
Yeah, you can talk about white people. White people's on the swim.
Okay. Every time I'm there, they will bring their parents and stuff. 70-year-olds talking about getting off these 12 meds down to 2. I know even from my father, he is a Vietnam vet, lost his leg over there. But the way that America has demonized it, especially for people of color, because, getting locked up and just all of that, he don't even really want me to put a topical
CBD
on,
sound,
you know.
yeah.
So that's really sad. But he learned this week because his foot was swollen, and this is a true story. I rubbed his foot down, prayed over it. His foot was looking like a little football, and the very next day, literally nutty. She was saying nutty professor, and the next day it was nothing. This is a healer, which is why the pharmaceutical industry does not want it passed. We have to educate our own people and try it. CBD is legal in every single state.
Yeah,
and it's non-psychoactive.
It's not psycho. I mean, the fact that I had to really talk to my daddy. He's the one that even planted the seed as far as, here's the cash, here's what you need to go on and get started. He like, go on and get it, go for it, baby, you know. So, but like I said, the other side of it is me convincing him it's okay, you know. So we have to talk about it, and that's why it's really important what you do. We have to talk about it, and so
that's what's up. What are you planning on over here? Because I know Classy Cannabis is supposed to be a something.
Yeah, so now I'm just working towards like t-shirts and just the ancillary side of it, smoking accessories.
You need a podcast.
You think so?
Yeah, I thought that the minute you walked in here. I was like, she need a show.
Really?
Yeah.
I see it. I definitely see it.
And I'm so shy, so thank you.
Yeah, get out of that. You get out of that.
Okay, I guess I'm ready. I'm ready.
So you receive that?
Yeah, I receive it.
Yeah, it's things that need to be talked about. It really is, and in a relaxed way, in a real way. I love the education that's being put out there, and we are excited to be a part of bridging it. I want to give a shout out to Jane Green and Rashida and all.
TNG's a homie.
Thank Duchess. All the queens, the black queens that are out here, they are doing it. They are
doing it every day. Traveling, no sleep.
Yeah. So
Miss Gia.
Literally, shout out to Miss Gia for the fact that she is so down to earth, representing and bringing into that organization all that it needs. She is a diva. So
you know what? Do you feel like black men get recognized enough in cannabis?
You know what? This is so funny because I had the conversation not too long ago that I know for me, and I won't say what anybody else's platform needs to be, but for me, I'm always going to talk about brothers because that's how we got in. It was a brother that said, I will teach you everything you need to know. And guess what? Here's this. Yeah. Here's that. Yeah. Here's that.
Big shout out to my ganja father.
Yes.
Not my godfather, my ganja father.
Yes, because the communication has to be there, and we do have to go on and talk about it and say, hey, do you know about this? We know so much. Like the black men that are in our lives that are in this industry, they're scientists, hands up.
Right.
Period. They're scientists. Michael Jackson, scientist.
True that. True.
Period.
True.
And so for me to be around that, I was just so intrigued. I'm like, whoa, they don't never show this. They only show the hands behind the back.
Yeah, and I was gonna mention that because one thing I noticed a lot is, you know, and I applaud it. You know, I was raised around some amazing women, so I love to see finally a time where I'm looking at black women being honored for something. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, there's a lot of black dudes in here too, and the fact that we constantly use the image of a black man arrested or a black man just got assaulted by a cop in order to push a story.
Yes.
But then you ignore the black men in the room who are trying to do business. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do the both.
This is real.
Yeah, you can't do both of those things.
I do think a part of it too is that that's why I love when I met Michael Jackson. We met him literally online. Like I did not know Denver, and he allowed us to come out there and sewed into us from hands-on, literally grow stuff, as well as just talking about being a black man in the industry. And I love that he's talking because you got to say you do it. Yeah. Like if you, I know the other side of it. Like we don't want to be harassed. Yeah. But we got to say we do it so that the youth can be like, dang, I can do it too. Yeah. I do like that part of science. I did like when we studied this, that, or the other. And be like, jump into it because it ain't going nowhere.
No, I agree.
I don't care what state is not legal right now. It will be legal in every single state. Period.
I agree. And I definitely want to see more brothers stop being paranoid about getting involved. Because we you know, in Atlanta, we had the situation with Rollo, where rapper named Rollo got arrested a little while ago. Apparently, he was transporting pounds of weed back and forth. You know what I mean? Like something you're probably doing anyway. But, you know, now you're a rapper. Yeah. You really are in a position where you would have the bread and you would have the access to actually set up something somewhere else and do it legally and then bring your brothers into it and, you know, and so forth and so forth. But I feel like we are still so trapped in the mentality of being arrested and being nervous.
It's real.
That you're literally watching the situation now and nobody's really... I'm not seeing more brothers get involved as I would thought I would want to see. You know what I mean? And I feel like we definitely need to pick up that conversation. That
I agree.
We got to stop using brothers as examples.
Yes.
And then if you're going to use it as an example as negativity for why we need to decriminalize this, then also point out the fact there are men in this room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because it's going to go side and it's got to go together.
Right there.
Yeah.
I agree. We plan on and will continue to bring that part of the conversation in because it's very serious. It's going down. And for those that are out there growing and have been growing for years,
yes, man,
that remain behind the scene. Peace and love to you.
Yeah, I just realized I had a cousin who grew.
I know that. See,
just realized I ain't gonna put you out there.
A lot of people do not talk about it because they don't want the heat from it, and I understand that. Like I said, when we started growing, my family was like, "You gonna talk about it?"
Yeah.
Like
it was like, "Naya, you cannot post that." I'm like,
and you can look at my Instagram, which I'm gonna start talking about. I'm gonna be more open, but on there, you can tell I'm still 47, so I'm still like,
hey, should I do this?
Yeah, but it's all legal, and so I even have to remind myself, what are you hiding for?
Yeah.
What are you hiding for? Be proud of this. You've done it for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It is learning a science, but it's not going anywhere. And at the point when corporate really takes over, when the government is in on it, and you can go on Rite Aid or in any street corner store and buy a pack of joints.
Buy expensive
Please
Reggie.
know, you better know your grower. If you do not know the grower,
Mm-hmm.
you may be smoking on anything, just like right now, cigarettes and all, anything has any and everything in it, from urine to bleach. They will do that. The fact that Monsanto, they've messed up all the other crops. You think they're not going to touch this? They're already on it.
Right.
So that's a real talk. Know your grower. If you don't know your grower, start studying it, because I'm sure even when it gets big, you'll be able to do something. But know your grower. Learn what it is to smoke good weed, cannabis, all the terms that we use. But know what it is to be safe in it, and talk to young ladies about it so they can be safe. Because there's some indicas out here that will put you on your.
Yeah, you just mentioned that. And I thought that was funny. Like I never thought of it like that. Well, because I'm a dude, you know what I mean. And if I fell asleep on the couch, I'm not even gonna go there. But just, that, you know what I mean, it's just be something I wouldn't even think about. So that is crazy. But also when it comes to growing, it's past cannabis, you know. And I think that's another important thing that we need to learn, that we need to get adjusted to in our community. That if you can grow bud, that means you can grow food. You know what I'm saying? That means you can grow stuff that really could sustain not just your household, but your neighborhood, which now turns the tables on stuff. Okay. And I feel like, you know, again, I ain't gonna go on a rant, but you know, me and her talk all the time. I feel like I'm staring in an industry where people of color really should have a whole lot more influence, a lot more voice. But I'm watching too many people lend their voice out to other groups and then kind of fade to the background. Nah, it's perfectly fine to come out and say, I need a black publication and we need a black show.
It's true.
I'm not saying
that's why big ups to Estro Haze.
Yeah.
Come on, we have to really do a lot for Estro Haze is unapologetically.
Yeah, you have to be
black, and I love it.
And salute Sarita. I love Sarita. Yeah, but you have to be that at this point, because if I'm not, it's going to get overlooked. And if I say it later, it's going to be, well, why didn't you say something?
Right.
You know what I mean? And again, it's not to the point where you're being so militant that I'm saying no, I don't want. I'm just saying I want to be in the room and respected, not just in the room. You feel me? And I feel like where we at right now, I feel a lot of brothers and sisters are trying to get in the room. But are you getting in the room and being respected, or are you just in the room? Because there's two different things.
That's right.
There's two different things. You got to understand what that is. And I feel like, you know, we need to have those conversations too.
That's
you know what I mean?
They're going on.
Yeah.
They're going on. And that's why this space is very important, because it's a comfortable space. You can be real. They're going on, though. They are. And we just got to keep having them and keep having them and keep having them and keep having them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could smoke with anybody, who would it be?
Oh, can I do dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Tupac, hands down.
Really?
What? Yes.
I don't know if I'd have picked Pac, to be honest with you.
Yes, hands down.
Man, get out of here with that Tupac conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Who would you smoke with?
That's hard for me because it would be like Wiz, Rihanna.
Oh, Rihanna. I smoke with Rihanna right now.
Yes.
I smoke with Rihanna right now, baby.
Come on, you got to.
God, I just want to see how she acts when she high.
Man, right. I just want her to teach me how she, come on.
I like that. I like it. All right, so Rihanna's one. Mine's is Dave Chappelle. Like I just.
yes.
I feel like me and Dave Chappelle.
I think it would be Dave Chappelle.
I feel like me and Dave Chappelle should have did this
with
already.
some music on it.
Yeah, like
he's coming.
Yeah, I feel like that. We gonna speak that to existence.
Yes,
Dave Chappelle gonna come on here.
Yeah, for
y'all
sure.
gonna smoke Newports and then we gonna roll the J.
Yeah, because you're a trailblazer. You are. This is gonna be cannabis is one nowhere. So you're gonna be around for a while. You'll be doing those major.
Oh well, I'm gonna speak that in existence too. I'm blessed to have y'all on here today, man.
Likewise.
And again, it's crazy. I had y'all come from another state. Like we definitely have to speak of that.
We see you up in Michigan. We see everybody, you know, and so that's why I say keep doing it. It's important. It's beautiful. It's professional. It's here to stay.
Yeah. If there's one thing you could change in the industry, what would it be?
Oh, without even a doubt, it's where we are.
Yeah.
It is us being able to have capital, being able to have land, the things that matter, to be able to actually make that big move. It's unity, you know, because I do see unity. I know from the women that we spoke of down to
and that's what
many,
I love about the cannabis
unity.
industry as opposed to like, you know, the rap industry. It's like women in this industry, they understand that dropping a few jewels off their crown only makes room for bigger jewels on their crown. And
that's a quotable for the morning, somebody, man. Get that for IG.
No, I'm serious. Like
But
going out to
beautiful.
the Bud and Bougie with them was just like a very eye-opening
like
experience.
sisterhood.
Yeah, it was like everybody was just so
Sisterhood.
welcoming. Like they were so encouraging. Because I'm quiet. Like I'm on Instagram here and there, but like I'm really like to be in the background. So going there, they was like, you know, yes, like this is awesome.
Encouraging.
Like,
They were encouraging, and that's what we see is just the unity, the encouragement. That's what I would love to see, us being able to either put all of our little, because all of us got 20. We do this.
Yeah.
We are the ones that made it cool. We are the ones that made it where, you already know.
Yeah.
So we are in it. We have to talk
Yeah.
about it. We have to continue to represent ourselves well and be unapologetic.
Well, I feel like y'all are representing extremely well, not just for black women in general, but for growers. You know what I'm saying? Like I just dropped the title of black women, like just as growers.
Thank
you know what I'm
you.
saying? Y'all are doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
So what do you feel like do you feel like you're going to stay in Michigan with the growing, or do you see
It
yourself trying
depends
to go
on what's
somewhere
going to
else?
happen, because what's hilarious, it's not even hilarious, it's what we know about the system, it's what we know about politics. It was always no, until Trump's boy went on and was like, put his stamp of approval. So things move very quickly.
Yeah.
So for it to be back on the ballot, we'll see, because it all depends on what we definitely.
Yeah, y'all might go legal. Oh.
Yeah, and I would love for that to happen, because the decrim part will come with that. But at the same time, if for us personally, where it comes to growing, I know we want to use these skills regardless of what happens with the law. We are blessed to have the skills. We will continue to cultivate them. Speaking of cultivating, we'll continue to cultivate them. And now that I've been to a couple seminars where they're talking about investments and that kind of thing, I wouldn't dare put it off the table that we would seek investments and keep it going, because that part of Michigan, the West Michigan part of it, that's the DeVos playground, that's their backyard, and it's been in Forbes and everything, documented just about.
You mean Betsy?
But it's the Betsy's and it's the Tuares and the Nayas.
Yeah,
So,
man. I support this.
Yeah, we're gonna see what it do, and I'm open to whatever the creator has for us. I know it'll be good, and I know it'll be in cannabis, because, like I keep saying a million times, cannabis is going nowhere.
Right.
And I really feel like my ancestors have done so much already. We don't got to struggle too much. We got to stay focused. We got to stay on it, and know that it's coming, and learn what we need to get the process down, stick to the process, and continue to talk about it. Talk about it.
Well, I'm very happy y'all came by.
We are happy.
Yeah,
Literally so happy that you're
I'm blessed by y'all presence. I actually want to learn how to grow eventually. I do want to get into that situation.
Yes,
It's very fun. Like it's fun. It's therapeutic.
I bet
for
it's
me,
therapeutic.
Really.
It is.
It is.
very
Like I can go down
therapeutic.
there
It's very
and be down there for
therapeutic.
hours.
Yes.
And it's just like,
Do you smoke your own shit?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh man, I'm
Of
not
course.
bad. I'm just asking.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd rather
someone
smoke my
that grows
own
and doesn't
because-
smoke their own.
Oh yeah,
what's
you should
wrong?
be worried.
Right?
about that.
Yeah, that's
That's like
sketchy.
That's
Because
like
not
somebody
everybody
caters and
consumes,
doesn't
but
pay food.
you got to know what you're
What
you know
your
what
product is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do appreciate you ladies for coming by tonight. If you can, before we cut out, let everybody know how they could catch up with you online, if they can follow you. You know.
Okay, you all can reach me at Oh So Juicy on Instagram.
Oh, I'm gonna spell that out for y'all later too, so y'all don't have to go through the complicating.
Right. Yeah, or if you search Classy Cannabis, I should come up.
True.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can find me at Chocolate Ty. Ty is TAI.
625.
Yep. On Instagram, and my page is been inactive, but I'm coming out of my little social media shell.
Thank you. Hey, and you got a fan right there. Yo, Miss Moncherie loves the shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And this is my first time going live. You know, I despise going live on social media.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
I really do. I feel like, you know, again, we're building a platform that I feel like we need to have people come to, and people already go to Instagram, they already go to Facebook,
Right.
And if Facebook stop at any moment or Instagram stop, then I'm stuck without a show. You know what I'm saying? So I'd much rather just build up like that.
I like that.
That's the only reason I don't do Instagram live. Like I will do it, I guess, occasionally for y'all because y'all clearly watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, so I do appreciate y'all coming out.
Thank you for having us.
No
to
problem.
find out you haven't done live, that's
Right, I feel extra
Thank
special.
you.
Yo, feel extra special, man. We do special
Hey.
stuff at the on the Cash Color Cannabis podcast. All right, so guys, we will be fading out, man. Next week we got special guests. We got my girl
Mike,
Hippie
maybe
Tina
do
coming through, as well as the Honorable D. Dawkins Hagler, who is running for state Secretary of State. Excuse me. And hopefully we gotta get her to win, because I'm tired of seeing Brian Kemp in office anywhere in Georgia. Seeing him right now, even in them governor ads with the gun in his hand, I'm like, yo, he's giving you reasons to not vote for him ever. To not vote for him ever. Like let's just, I don't even care if it's D. Dawkins Hagler or whoever, just not him. You know what I'm saying? So D. Dawkins is gonna be here next week speaking about her run for Secretary of State. And Hippie Tina is gonna be talking about music. And you know, we're gonna do what we do always, the Cash Color Cannabis podcast, which is discuss news, discuss hot topics, and give you higher level of conversation. Thank y'all for coming by. As always, get the Live Hip Hop Daily app. Watch us on LivehiphopDaily.tv, and you can subscribe to the Cash Color Cannabis podcast on Google Play, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, or all major streaming networks. It's Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation.